You know, it was one of the best days of my life. You know, it was up there with winning the trophy itself.
But how much of it we owe to that chapter will, you know, go on forever.
And it is more than football. It is football, but it's more than football because it means so much. All right, nice to meet you.
How are we doing?
All good.
Oh, good.
Ready for the day?
As I'll ever be. I think as we'll all ever be. You know, it was 7 years before I was born, but the generation above me, my dad, all of my friends' dads, it was everything. You can't imagine the sort of story of what they experienced here with European Cup success coming to this city. It's the magic club. I think every time people talk about that European Cup adventure, it's not just that they did it, it's how they did it. Going from promotion the year after winning the top division, the year after winning the Champions League equivalent, the legacy that left had my generation, and you look at it now, like this is such a well-supported club, but how much of it we owe to that chapter will, you know, go on forever.
Yeah, I always think that Forest somehow captured some lightning in a bottle. It was just the exact right time. Clough and Taylor and the players that they got through, and it always seemed to be players that other clubs didn't necessarily want, and somehow he sprinkled or bullied them into creating something that had never really been done. You know, I think from the outside, if a club like Forest could do it, it gave a bit of hope to other teams that, well, maybe we can do it then. It was always a bit of a millstone around our neck. Well, they're the best team in it, of course they're going to win it. But we never had. But that season in particular, we were incredible. So yeah. I went to pretty much every game, all the way through. We never let in any goals really. And then getting to Istanbul and experiencing all of that. And the moment of the goal was something, you've waited your whole life for something like that. You never ever think that it's going to happen. But then waiting for that final whistle, it took years off my life. And then the whistle goes and you look round and you're with the people that have been on that journey with you. I was with my brother, with my best friends, all been on this journey for the last 40 years together, and we're all in a row together and we're all experiencing that moment. And it is more than football. It is football, but it's more than football because it means so much. I mean, winning the league is incredible. Then the FA Cup is obviously England's trophy that we gave to the world. So winning the double, and of course beating Manchester United in the final to win that double, and then going on to Istanbul to then finally win the European Cup on the back of winning the league, on the back of winning the double against Manchester United, then to get the treble, only the second team that's ever done it. It is mind-boggling. I mean, at the time, you're just going from one game to the next. I don't think you necessarily fully appreciate it, but looking back now, what an achievement.
I don't think anyone ever again will, you know, get promotion from the second tier, win the top tier the season after, win the Champions League the season after, and then win the Champions League again the season after that. I just don't think that will ever happen again in history. That's the only reason that I think it's a bigger achievement.
What Nottingham Forest achieved is unlikely to ever be done again, was unique. The only thing I'd say is you probably played 2 or 3 games to get there. The level in the Champions League now is absolutely incredible. The level in the Premier League is incredible, and as we'll find out on Sunday, the level in the FA Cup is absolutely incredible. So to put those 3 things together is really, really difficult, and you need a lot of luck and you need a lot of skill.
What's it like going to Wembley every year, doing this kind of stuff every year?
It is incredible. You know, that feeling of walking down Wembley Way, supporting your club, something that I never experienced for the first 35 years of my life. You know, I dreamt of getting to a semi-final. We didn't even get to a semi-final. So getting there, watching your team come out, it's quite emotional actually. And our big day, our first semi-final when we played Manchester United, you know, it was one of the best days of my life. You know, it was up there with winning the trophy itself. So you were a club that was going somewhere and could compete, and I think you just make the most of the day. It's the whole thing will be incredible. We absolutely love this competition, love going to Wembley. You really can't beat it, and of course this year it's the only trophy we can possibly win now, so I wouldn't say all our eggs are in that.
Boo-hoo.
I wouldn't say all our eggs in that basket, because we've still got to achieve what we need to achieve in the league. But there really is nothing better than winning the cup in May, celebrating, seeing the players on the pitch.
In terms of what it would mean for us to potentially achieve a trophy, is everything. What will be will be. I can promise you this though, that sea of red and that noise will be ready for this occasion. Yeah, it's been quite the cup run. 3 penalty shootouts. I think we've almost, in the least cocky way, and I've got to be very careful what I say here, almost have a confidence with penalties now. We can almost, count on Matt Sells to save one of them at least.
But we have won at Wembley twice, I think, in penalties. Not in the FA Cup, but in the Carabao, our cup. So I don't think it'd hold any great fears for us either, but it's not really something you're looking forward to. It's one of those things where if you win, it's a great way to win a match. If you lose, it's one of the worst ways, because 1 minute you're in it and the last penalty and you're out and you're going home. 7 years in a row, something never to be dreamed of and probably unheard of. I don't think any other club's done that. And if we can get past Forest, 3 FA Cup finals in a row, I think it's hard to put your finger on why we're so consistent, apart from the fact that we've got an absolutely fabulous team. And we're now used to winning trophies, we're used to winning games in the cup. We've done it consistently under Pep, and that winning habit feeds the winning habit, feeds the winning habit. And you start going into these big games not with any fear, but with a sense of real excitement, and the opportunity's there to be grasped. And winning an FA Cup semi-final at Wembley is absolutely amazing. So it's a big day for us on Sunday, because we haven't had a trophyless season since 2016, 2017. I wouldn't say we're getting used to it, but it's great and it's a fantastic feeling. I think it's going to be really tight. I think it's going to be an incredible atmosphere. I think City will have a lot of the ball, Forest will have a few chances, and I think that if it doesn't go to penalties, which I hope it doesn't, then I think City will just nick it, maybe 2-1.
It's a real clash of styles. You're sort of regarded as the masters of your style, and we're sort of leading the gauntlet this season in the way of playing the way that we are. It could go any way, in my opinion. If you're going to push me on a score prediction, Forest will nick a goal, City will equalise late on, and it will go to pens. And then what will be will be.
And you're going to the match?
Oh, you're damn right. I mean, my gosh, we haven't been to Wembley in a cup competition since 1991, so let's go.
Well, in that case, I'll see you at Wembley Way.
Yes, you will. Best of luck.